crew from Falcon Blues TV is still with us, talking Everton this afternoon. Clearly, Paul, we get to the time of the year now where people do start talking about what, if anything, is going to happen with the January transfer window. I know David Moyes has alluded to the fact that the January window, it's never like a big window, not like the big stuff that gets done in the summer. But for you, Paul, what do you realistically expect to see might happen for Everton come this January?
I think, like most Evertonians, obviously a new striker and a right back, maybe even a left back. But I know Moyes has alluded to that, and we're never really generally big spenders in January. But Moyes signed Arteta on loan in January. He signed Jelavic. I'm trying to think, there was someone else that did really well, but it's escaping me at the minute. But no one really, especially the likes of Everton. I only can imagine City last season spending a lot in January, and then the January before it, no one really spent because they were all worried about PSR. But I'd imagine they are. There's rumours about obviously Ivan Toney, but I could see him going to Spurs because of the Thomas Frank. But then with Solanke coming back, that means Richarlison's going to go down that pecking order. I'd like to see maybe a bid on loan for him, or
Is that for Richarlison?
For Richarlison, yeah.
Because there's always this conversation, isn't there? Anytime you get to a transfer window, there's this conversation about, is Richarlison going to come back on loan?
Well, I think he'd love it, wouldn't he? Because he was spotted in Crosby Beach, wasn't he, in the summer, with Everton shorts on. He was always putting Everton goals on his social media.
And he only just had 4 starts, I think, so far this season, so he's not getting a lot of game time, is he?
No, and that's with Solanke, who was out injured. And I know it's all ifs and buts, but if Tony did go there, and don't get me wrong, I'd love him at Everton, but he's on a lot of wages in Saudi, and with Thomas Frank being there, he's got a World Cup. I can realistically see that happening. I know we were linked with Jesus from Arsenal. Again, he's a bit like Richarlison, he's got a lot of injuries. We're getting linked with Troy Parry, and the Irishman in me, that's what I'd love to see. I used to always sign Troy Parry about 4 years ago on Footy Manager when he was a hot prospect, but now his record this season, he's got, I think it's 7 in 6 games in Holland, and obviously there he's got 5 goals in 2 games to give Ireland any chance, because really before that Portugal game they were out. So they're the options that are getting linked. Whether how much money we've got to spend, I don't know.
And also Scott McTominay as well.
Yeah, but I think for 60 million we're not spending that for someone who's 28 pushing 29, and I think Moyes kind of alluded to that one. But I think sometimes these journalists just go, Scottish, Moyes is Scottish, yeah, let's link that. But me and me mate Barney were saying this the other week, saying, he could have been an Everton player a few years ago, McTominay. He just smells of Everton, you know what I mean? And he's set the world like last season for Napoli. Got the Serie A Player of the Year, won the league. So would I like it? Yeah, I would, but I don't think Everton are going to be spending that much on a 29-year-old.
So time will tell. Obviously, there's still a few weeks to go until January. Before that, of course, we've got the African Cup of Nations coming up, the AFCON. And we know that means that Iliman Ndiaye and also Idrissa Gana Gueye are going to be missing for a number of weeks as well. How big a concern for you, Paul, is it that we're going to lose those two?
Well, obviously Diblin's not had much of a chance yet. Dwight McNeil had his chance come on against Sunderland, because I did notice a lot of people were like, why is Diblin not come on? And I noticed in Moyes' press conference afterwards, he said, well look, Dwight McNeil's been working hard and saying, thought this would be his opportunity. That tells me maybe Diblin isn't working as hard, or he's still a young lad, don't get me wrong, but you've got to apply yourself in training when you're not playing. Now, I know Dwight McNeil's getting linked away to moves with Forest, with Dyche. I can't see it though, because they've got a lot of wingers, and where's he going to play? I think those players have just got to knuckle down, and I know a lot of fans have been a bit negative on Dwight McNeil, to be honest. The last couple of years, I think he's been one of our better players. Right. He's one of those players who can score out of nowhere. I know he's very left-footed, but with Ndiaye going away, if I was Dwight McNeil or Diblin, I'd be like, well, this is our chance now to try and get in the team. And it's going to be one of the other, really, because if Jack's fit, he's playing on the left. So it's nice to know at the moment we've still got options. Gana Gueye, I know Roll's got the hernia, he's had that off, so he'll be out for a couple of weeks. But again, this is where players on the bench have got to be looking at these opportunities going, could be 2 or 3 weeks here where I can get in the team, so let's hope so. But
well, this is it, and we know with Tyler Dibbling as well that Moisey has said that he wants to give the player some more minutes on the pitch. Some speculation as to whether Tyler Dibbling will start on Monday nights. I don't know. Do you think it'll happen?
I don't think he'll start Monday because why change the winning side there? No one's injured, Jack's fit, you know. Yeah, I can't see them starting, but I think he'll keep pretty much the same team.
So how difficult a game do you think it's going to be against United on Monday?
Oh, well, a lot more difficult than it would have been 6 weeks ago because, you know, they've really turned the corner. I think, you know, they finally got 2 wins on the bounce. I think it was 3. They had a great win at Anfield, which probably really saved his job because he was under a lot of pressure again. I know Man United will probably be a bit disappointed with some of the last 2 all draws they've had to Spurs and Brentford, but not Brentford, who was it? What did you 2 all with Spurs? Anyway, it escaped me, but they've showed a much better improvement. And I thought his time was coming up because he was very stubborn with his formation and his tactics, not changing it. But now you've obviously signed in Buemo and Cunha. They're Premier League, they've got experience. So it's going to be a difficult game because we've not got the best record at Old Trafford. In fact, I think it's probably the ground we've got least points at. You know, obviously the first season in the Premier League, Bob De Pol scored a great goal, 3-0. But other than that, I went there when Duncan Ferguson was caretaker and we got a 1-1 draw. We were unlucky not to win that game because we were winning late on, but it's not been the most happy of hunting grounds for Everton over the past few years. Hope that changes. You know, it would be nice.
Well, we will find out. 8 o'clock kickoff on Monday night. Listen, Paul, it's always good to talk to you. Thanks for coming in today. I just want to mention as well, we know you're clearly involved with Falcon Blues TV. You've got a big Christmas Everton quiz coming up in December. Just tell us a little bit more about that.
That's right. That's on Friday, the 12th of December, and that is in the Blue House on Regent Road. The winning team will get £250. That's right, 250 quid. Not bad before Christmas, that is it, eh?
That's big money, mate.
It's big money, yeah. And so it's if it's team of 4, it's £10 to enter. Team of 6, it's 15. So it's £2.50. Also, second and third prizes, we've got like a bar tab to be won, signed memorabilia. Also, pints of Coors and Carling are only £2.50. Bottle of wine for the ladies is only £12. What more do you want, Paul?
You are such a good salesman.
Thanks very much. Thanks. No, but it'll be a good night. If you've never been to one of my quizzes, they're quite fun nights. I think last time I was here plugging the Halloween one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
There will be a Christmas one later on in the Falcon on the 22nd, but 12th of December, if you haven't got a Christmas night out with the boys, come on down. And it is going to be a very fun quiz, let's put it that way.
Excellent. All right, Paul. Listen, really good to talk to you. Let me also confirm before we finish, Liverpool have lost 3-0 at home to Forest today, and there's going to be a lot of debate and talk about that performance today.
I think he will be. You know, an old joke on aside, he has to come under pressure now, doesn't he? If he wasn't beforehand, but yeah, that much money spent, being a bit stubborn with certain things. I know some of my mates want to see Robertson back in the team, why he's playing as a block slayer, as a fullback. Why isn't TK not starting? A lot of questions to be asked, and I can't wait to hear his response.
All right. Well, listen, Paul, really good to talk to you. We'll get you back in the studio again on another Saturday, and we'll continue the conversation.
We shall. Thanks again, Paul. Up the toffees.
Paul Crew from Falcon Blues TV with us on Liverpool Live this afternoon. It's getting close to 5 o'clock, so just to confirm,